Dave Brown and Corey Macklin here at ringside. We're ready with another day of USWA Championship Wrestling action.
Oh, indeed, Dave. We've got Jeff Jarrett. He's on the card here today. Well, what a great way to start things off for Championship Wrestling today. The King, Jerry Lawler, against Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. That'll be a good single bout today and to the expiration of time. You got Run and Dunn Harris, the Bruise Brothers, Brian Christopher, and Mean Mike Miller all out here.
Ooh.
And they're going to have their hands full in 8-man tag to the expiration
You're
of time
exactly right. It is looking good, that big 8-man tag team match. We want to save time for it. Let's get going. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay. Bert Prentice and Mike Miller have made an appearance here today. Bert?
Mike, you go.
Well, okay.
Okay,
Mike.
I'll do that. Let me tell you something, Dave Brown. You know, I've had a problem all my life, and that's women fighting over me. You know? Shut up! All my life, my sisters fought over me, seeing which one's going to carry me around in school. The girls used to fight over me and all. Well, let me tell you something. Last week, we had a little deal here. Two of the beautifulest women, I mean, they are gorgeous, come out here. They had a little disagreement, as you well know. Well, let me tell you, the mean man, being the type of person that I am, I went and had a long talk with him. There's one thing that I've done, and I think I've done real well. I went out and I united these two women. They come up, I sat them down, I had a real long talk with them, I explained to them, look, you know, hey, I'm big enough for both of you. You know, the way I am, I'll share my affections with both of you. You don't have to fight each other, you don't have to pull hair, you don't have to poke out eyes. Just let me know I'll have one here and I'll have one here, Dave Brown, and let me tell you something. I did it. Probably the only man in professional wrestling to unite two of the best-looking women that walk the streets of Memphis. So I tell you what, they are. And one other thing, they told me they'll stand by my side. Bert, as you well know, anything that I do, whatever I do, they'll be right there with me. They'll come up. In fact, look at here. Look at these women here. Look at here.
Leslie Ballinger and... well, I tell you what, Laura Davenport, and they do seem to be pretty happy with the situation.
You look awful green with envy. Is that a nice threesome or what?
Well, whatever problems existed, they seem to have them worked out. I guess that's what it looks like. Yeah,
You like this, Dave Brown? Look at here, huh? I got my cake and I'm eating it too.
Well, you go have a good time, Mike, because
I'll go do that, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Dave Brown.
Well, let's say.
I'm over here.
Okay, what?
You've heard of the shot heard round the world. I'm going to deliver it right now. What would you say if I can put an end to all this Bubba Johnson controversy?
I'd like to put an end to all this Bubba Johnson
You know who Bubba Johnson is. She's running around here like a lady wrestler having affairs with Eddie Marlin. I have looked all over the country. What would you say I found Bubba Johnson's wife?
I don't believe that for a second.
I found the woman married to Bubba Johnson.
You come out here every week and you got, oh yeah, this and that and the other, and you know, I still don't believe any of it, and that's all there is to it.
What if I produced this lady today and she says it right out of her own mouth? She was married to Bubba. She knows everything about him. What would you say then, Dave Brown?
I don't know.
You people mind your own business and shut up. This is serious business. Come on out here.
I think there's an indication that they're finding all of this very hard to believe, too.
Okay, fine. You're all going to be believers when I'm done. Mrs. Johnson, come on out here. Now, Dave, you know who this is?
Yeah, Sapphire from the WWF.
This is Sapphire Johnson. This, yes, she was married to Bubba Johnson. Were you not?
Yes, indeed, I was.
Thank you. Sapphire, it's so good to see you.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to ask her some simple questions that I know everybody out there wants to know. Sapphire would never tell a lie. She has the highest integrity in the professional wrestling business. Were you or were you not, or are you still married to Bubba Johnson?
I'm still married to Bubba Johnson.
Do you have any children?
Yes, we have three.
Where do you live, Sapphire?
From Dallas, Texas, baby. I'm in Texas.
Tell us a little bit about Bubba Johnson. What did he do for a living?
Well, he played football. He was a wrestler. And he was just an all-around handyman, really.
Was he a big guy, small guy? What?
He was a small guy. He was a small guy in stature, but he was really a good provider and everything.
Small guy. Are you listening? What did he do for a living, would you say, as far as, was he a good provider?
He was a good provider, very good provider, yeah.
Where is he now?
I don't know. He just left. Started acting funny, and the next thing I know, boom, he was gone.
Did you hear this? He started acting funny, and he was just gone one day. Not only is he a fake and a fraud, he run out on Sapphire and her 3 children.
Excuse me, one minute.
What are you doing out here?
Well, I couldn't help but be affected by what I'm hearing out here. Now, no, scoot over there just a second. You're like an eclipse. You're blocking out the entire assembly. Move over there just a second. Sapphire, Jerry Lawler.
How are you?
It's a pleasure to meet you again, and I've
You met him before?
Yeah.
That's right. And I have, as a matter of fact, I've been a big fan of yours. I saw you when you were, everybody remember when she was in the WWF? Exactly. Now, you were a valet or manager for Dusty Rhodes there, right?
Yeah.
Bubba Johnson stole her from Dusty Rhodes, matter of fact.
Okay, well now, move on. Can she come up here? I just want to, you've been interrogating her. Can I ask her just a couple of questions?
This is my interview. No, you can't.
Well,
Why would
let's
you want...
move over, okay? Come right over here. Let me ask you just a few questions because we really do want to get to the bottom of this. He says he's out here trying to get everything straightened out and trying to get everything told just like it is. Well, let's go ahead and try to do that. Now, how long were you in the WWF? You were there for quite a while, weren't you?
2 years.
2 years up there. And everybody knows WWF, let's face it, I mean, you make pretty good money there, right?
Yeah.
You were doing well.
Doing well.
All right, now, don't worry about it, Bert. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this, okay? Now, but you're not with the WWF anymore?
No, my contract's out.
So your contract's out. How long has that been?
About 2 years now, almost 2 years.
Now, this is maybe a little bit personal, but he's been asking you some personal questions. Now, it's no secret that if a person gets used to making good money, and then all of a sudden, when your contract goes, it goes. Have you been doing anything since? Have you been working wrestling anywhere?
No.
You don't have to answer that. You do not have to answer that.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is the fact that if with those checks not coming in anymore, sometimes things can get a little tight, right?
Yeah, very tight, very tight.
Well, because the reason I'm getting to this is because I've just heard through the grapevine that you being up here today is not necessarily a coincidence. Is it true? And I just want you to be honest. Is it true? Did Bert Prentice pay your way or pay you to come up here today and substantiate what he's saying?
Yes.
So I want the truth to be told. I'll pay for the truth to be told.
So you paid her way, or either you're paying her to be here to say this today.
First class ticket.
But you were really married to Bubba Johnson.
Yes, I really was married to Bubba Johnson.
He was a fighter, boxer, wrestler, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's what I want to do right now so that we can get right to the bottom.
No, what we're going to do right now, Eddie Marlin's going to fire him, suspend him for life, and get him out of here. You've heard it.
Okay, what I want to do with you, Sapphire, is I don't know how well you know Bert Prentice, but what I want to do right now is I want to bring out the person that he says is Bubba Johnson. I want to bring out the person that he says you're married to. I want to bring him out here. Is he here? Well, the person that he says is Bubba Johnson is here. Miss Texas, will you step through the curtain over there for just a second and let Sapphire see you?
That's a woman!
Exactly.
I'm not married to no woman!
So
What are you doing?
No,
What?
you don't understand.
I don't understand what?
She's not a woman. That is Bubba.
That
Look real
is a
close.
woman.
No, trust me, it's not.
No, Bubba.
She had a sex change. That's Bubba Johnson. I honest.
Let me just say this.
Honest.
Let me just say this. Hey,
Bubba
shut up
Reed.
for a second.
Shut up.
That's right. Sapphire, I'm going to go ahead, and Miss Texas and I are going to go on back to the back. I'm going to leave you out here and see if you can get this straightened out with him. But listen, Eddie Marlin is back there. I want, when you get through with him, come back there. I'll introduce you to Eddie Marlin. If you want some work, you can get it, okay?
No, wait a minute. No, I know that. That's Bubba. That's Bubba Johnson.
That's not Bubba Johnson.
Yes, it is.
Whoa. Oh, boy, Sapphire.
Bert Prentice got more trouble than he bargained for here, let me tell you. Sapphire not at all happy about where...
That's Bubba Johnson.
Well, they got Laura Davenport and Leslie
boy.
Ballinger jumping on Sapphire here.
Yeah.
It's 3 against 1. Look at Prentice over here,
Prentice over
too.
here with his 2 cents.
Here comes some help.
Help, though. Yeah, Miss Texas. Jumped on across both of them in there and helped out Sapphire. Well, good to see Miss Texas come out.
Miss Texas helping out. We're going to be back with more USWA action after this. Well, it was 2 matches, hair at stake of somebody, and Jeff had been victorious twice. Could he make it 3 in a row and cut the hair of Brian Christopher? Take a look at the highlights.
Rolls him over, covers him, only gets a 1 count. Christopher hooks his feet on the bottom rope and gets a break out of it. Well, look at Christopher calling for help in there now. Rivers comes out and jumps up on the ring apron. Jeff Jarrett grabs Zeke Rivers. Jeff pulls Rivers in the ring, and Christopher went under the ring, came back, and clobbers Jeff Jarrett from behind. Jarrett hanging over the middle rope, and look at Zeke Rivers on there. Rivers choking Jeff on that middle rope. Got that cane, and Valley lets loose as referee Frank Morrell turns around. Whips him in. Christopher goes under. Oh, comes back, and Jeff knocked him out. Jarrett stumbles, though. He's up on the ropes. Zeke Rivers throws the cane in. But Jeff Jarrett grabs a hold to it. Jabs Christopher with the cane. He's got him covered over here. 1, 2. Ooh. Zeke Rivers jumps back up on the apron. While Frank Morrell is in there. Here comes Mr. Clyde. Whoa! Tried to catch Jarrett with a splash and misses. Jeff clobbers Clyde. Rolls up Brian Christopher. 1, 2. Oh, boy. Zeke Rivers over calling for some help from the back. He's calling for. Mike Samples and Bert Prentice come jumping in the thing. They jump up on the apron, and Jarrett clobbers both of them. Ooh, Christopher nails him from behind, though. Look at Jeff Jarrett, though. Grabs Christopher, nailing away at him, and Samples and Prentice holding Jeff's feet. 3, oh boy. Well, we've got a new Southern heavyweight champion at 1642.
One, and there's terror number 1 through the ropes right there. Here comes Jeff. Tell you what, I wonder if we can get Jeff over here just for a moment. I see him greeting the crowd. See if I can get his attention and get him to stop by the desk before his match and talk about the fact that Brian Christopher is the new Southern champion. I know he can't be too happy about that. Jeff Party, I know you got a match coming up here. I wonder if you'd just give us a comment or two about the Southern title.
Well, Dave, you know, I've had almost now a week to think about it. And, you know, it just makes me sick to my stomach to realize that Brian Christopher's probably going to his little girlfriend's house with that belt, and he's probably showing it everywhere he can. Well, Brian, this is probably going to be my only opportunity to tell you something. What you ought to do is you ought to take that belt and you ought to send it to wherever they make belts at, and you ought to get you 3 more. And then you ought to get Mike Samples and Burt Prentice and your 2 other stooges, and you ought to present one to each one of those guys. Because, Brian, you didn't beat me. It was your 4 stooges plus you, plus the rope, and plus everything else. You know, Brian, it makes me sick because me or any other top contender could probably beat all 4 of your stooges at the same time, because they ain't tough. No, none of them, all 4 of them put together. So, Brian, you think you've seen the last of me. I promise you one thing. Oh, you just told on Brian Christopher. I ain't going to let up. I'm going to be on you every chance I get. And, Brian, one...
Hey, don't worry about Brian. You got to get past me first. Come on, let's get the match going.
All right, Dave.
Okay, Jeff, thank you. Thank you for the comments there, Jeff. Master of Terror, very poor manners up there. Wouldn't even let Jeff have his say out here, and says, come on into the ring. Come on, let's get this match underway. Master of Terror #1 against Jeff Jarrett. And here's Corey Macklin.
Thank you, Dave Brown. And, yeah, the Master Terror, very rude in there. Boy, he may not want to get this bout started as quickly as he thinks, because when Jeff Jarrett gets a hold to him, and he does there, takes him down. Good arm lock on the Master of Terror. Coming in out of parts unknown, the Master of Terror. Jeff Jarrett, wrestling out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. Held the Southern Heavyweight title, but Brian Christopher got the win in there, and he's a new champion in there. Jeff will be looking for him, and of course those that helped him out in the victory in that bout too. Look at the Master Terror. Looked like he pulled his hair on that one, Dave, and yanked Jeff down to the mat by his hair.
Yeah, the crowd over there is trying to confirm to the referee that that's exactly what happened.
Oh, Master Terror says, oh, wait a minute, as he gets up on his feet, and Jeff standing in, waiting on him there. Referee Kevin Christen in. Master of Terror.
Master of Terror didn't want anything to do with that right fist at Jeff Jarrett.
No. Jeff reverses it and twists it on the arm of the Master of Terror, flips him over and drops down on that left arm. Jeff Jarrett still working over that arm.
What's going on here? Burt Prentice, Mike Samples, Zeke Rivers, Mr. Clyde all out here. We have a match underway. This is not an interview segment, Mr. Prentice.
Who does Jeff Jarrett think he is to come out here and tell him that he could beat all 4 of us at one time? That's what he said. What a baboon is this idiot? Does he realize how people at home look at him? They're sitting there laughing. Yeah, Jeff, I'm sure 4 men of any caliber could beat Jeff Jarrett or any man alive. Nobody can beat 4 men at the same time. The man's an idiot, and I'm tired of him running around here saying he's going to do this, do that, and it's my fault. He blames all his problems on everybody else but him. It's him. He's stupid. He's ignorant beyond belief, this man.
Now, first of all, you misinterpreted exactly what he said.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, you want to send them all up there. I don't see Jeff Jarrett backing away from you.
Look at this. Burt Prentice, Mike Samples, Zeke Rivers, and Mr. Clyde.
Master of Terror got him from behind.
Yeah.
Oh, now they
all jump in there.
It's not 4 against 1, it's 5 against 1.
Look at the Master of Terror says, hold him up. He comes off the rope, jumps out on Jeff, and they all on Jeff Jarrett in there. 5 against 1, yeah.
Look out, Prentice.
Here comes boy Prentice.
Splash. While he was being held down by the Master of Terror, Zeke Rivers, now Clyde with a splash.
Oh, boy.
And I tell you,
Mike Samples over choking Jeff Jarrett. Zeke Rivers gets some kicks in, he and Prentice. Master Terror nailing away on Jeff. Boy, this is ridiculous. The jump on Jeff Jarrett here. 5 against 1 is what it is. Boy, I need some help for Jeff. Here comes Jeff, the King. Jerry Lawler comes in, and oh, look at that. All 5 of them go running out of there.
yep, that gets rid of him right there. No.
That proves my point.
Get out of here,
Doesn't
Woody.
prove anything. We'll be back after this. you guys couldn't wait. Just couldn't wait for regular interview time. You come in here and jump, as I said, you misinterpreted what he said, and then you come in 5 against 1 and jump him here.
Dave, I like Jeff Jarrett. I adore Jeff Jarrett's ability. 3-4 years, he may be close to being as good as Brian Christopher. But Jeff, my buddy, my friend, oh pal, don't come out and insult the world, and especially don't come out and insult Bert Prentice, Mike Samples, and the other 2 boys. 4 men on you, Jeff Jarrett, in your best day. You couldn't take us. Not 4 at a time. Not a man alive could do that. And I have pride, Dave Brown. He's not going to insult me as much as I like the kid. Mike,
I don't believe you like the kid, for one thing, and then all of you jump in there on it.
Dave, did we ask you to say anything? Of course not, we didn't.
What did I actually ask?
Jeff Jarrett couldn't beat Bert Prentice by himself.
Oh, look out, look out, look out. I don't know about 4 against 1, but it looks like he's doing a pretty doggone good job. 3 against 1 right there. And Jeff Jarrett is taking care of every one of them.
Yes, sir.
They
Look
are
at
gone.
Mike
They
Samples
are out of
turning
here.
Hey,
And Jeff, understandably upset after what happened there when they jumped him there a few minutes ago. So he found a bit of an equalizer.
Exactly right, Eddie. I said it in passing just a few minutes ago that I could whip all 4 of your stooges, Brian Christopher. Well, Eddie, give me a match. And I want all 4 of them in there. Samples, Prentice, and what other 2 goofs you can find.
You're mad now, and you're saying something that you don't really mean.
I mean it.
No, wait a minute. You've already got 2 matches signed now.
I can find more boys where those come from. Get all 4 of them out here. I want them all 4 in the ring at one time, one match.
You don't need to do it. You already got matches signed.
I'm sick and tired of hearing people every time. Oh, Eddie Marlin protects you. He protects Jerry Lawler. Well, how much protecting are you going to do with all 4 of those guys in the ring against me at one time?
I don't protect him. I don't protect Lawler. Sign the match.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Well, the match is going to be signed then. Jeff against all of them. Let's take a break. We'll regroup. We'll return with more USWA action. Eddie Marlin's here with me. We're going to check the whole Memphis card. We've got a couple of changes. You've got an added match?
Got the added match with Jeff against the managers. And I was back to back talking to Sapphire, and Sapphire feels real bad about what happened out here. She said she's not that type person. She did need work. So after what happened, I've added a match. I've already told the people upstairs, so it'll be on the bit of font, but I need to tell you, it'll be Sapphire and Miss Texas against Leslie Ballinger and Lauren Davenport.
Put it right here. Okay. Thank you, Eddie. Looks like a great card coming up here. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Coming up Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum, 7:30 is when it all begins. Opening match of the night, Terror number 1 going against Scott Campione. Don't know too much about Campione, but we'll find out against Terror number 1 in the opener. Then, Danny Davis will be going against Jeff Gaylord, the Missouri Tiger. And yet another fine single match coming up with a couple of tough wrestlers, tough veterans right there. Then you got Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler teamed together against the Harris brothers, Ron and Don Harris. Now, that's a tough enough match for any man for an entire night's work. But that's not all of it. More as we go along. USWA tag titles will be on the line then. The Moondogs with Richard Lee will be going against Brian Christopher and Mean Mike Miller. Then that's where this next match is going to be put in. There you go. The feature match between Sapphire or with Sapphire teaming with Miss Texas to go against Leslie Bellinger and Lauren Davenport. Eddie just confirmed this match has been signed, and Miss Texas and Sapphire will be teamed up to go against Bellinger and Davenport. Of course, after Bellinger and Davenport came out here and jumped Sapphire just a few moments ago right here on television today. Then, special match as Jeff Jarrett will be going against Zeke Rivers, Mr. Clyde, Mike Samples, and Bert Prentice. It's confirmed Jeff will get the match against all 4 of them. I'm not sure it's such a great idea. Eddie Marlin is not sure it's such a great idea, but Jeff says, I can take them. I can find another board or maybe 4 more, just where I found that one a few minutes ago. We'll see. Special added match coming up Monday night at the Coliseum. But that's not all. The final match of the night is going to be an 8-man tag team match. And again, that's going to mean, with that added match, that means Jeff's going to have to wrestle 3 times. And that's what Eddie was talking about, that 2 matches already was booked in. Now it's 3. You got the Moondogs, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, Richard Lee will be over in the corner, to go against the Harris brothers, Christopher, Miller, and Samples. 8-man tag team action coming up. It looks like a big night, Monday night, at the Mid-South Coliseum. And with those 2 special added matches, that adds to what was already an outstanding card. Make your plans to be there 7:30 Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. We got matches to go here. Still the King to be seen right here today. Stay with us. Tag titles were at stake. Ron and Don Harris, the Bruise Brothers, going against the Moondogs. Take a look.
Hey, the Moondogs grab the titles and go to head it out, while the Bruise Brothers jump on Lawler. They double team Jerry over there, both of them beating up on the King. While the Moondogs have got the belts. Lawler gets out of the way. Strap of the King comes out. Meanwhile, look at Brian Christopher. He jumps in on it. The Moondog and Christopher going in at it. Here comes Mean Mike Miller. He jumps in it. Out of the way over Lawler. So it's Miller, Christopher, the Bruise Brothers, Samples and Prentice, all against the Moondogs and Lawler. Here comes Hepto. Jeff Jarrett comes in. Boy, Christopher, out of the way at him. Ring full of it. All over the ring, let me tell you. Lawler's got Mike Miller. Slams him into the table a series of times. Oh, Miller gets the King, though. It's a ring full of it.
You can see it turned into quite a wild event there. It was something else to see, let me tell you. We've got a lot more action coming up here. The King will be stepping into the ring against Jeff Gaylord in just a moment. It's still that big 8-man tag team match to come. Every time I look up today, it's Prentice and Samples and an assorted cast of characters coming in here. And
give me this right here. Get that camera in here. Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, all of a sudden, boys, you want to play with the Bruise Brothers. You run interference for the Moondogs, that's good and fine. But come said, you're going to have the toughest match of your long careers, boys. It's going to be rough, and it's going to be nasty. It ain't going to be nothing regular. Like you said, boys, you better lace them up tight, because we going to get it on, and get it on hard from one end of the building to the other, and when we get done with you, there ain't gonna be nothing left.
Oh, that's the word, short and sweet, from Ron and Don Harris, the Bruise Brothers. Oh, now, yeah, Brian Christopher with the belt.
Hand me the microphone, Dave Brown. You know, I have won back my belt, and now I have 2 belts around my waist, and after this week, me and Mean Mike Miller right here, the baddest man I know, we are going to have the Moondogs. And that'll be 3 belts around my waist, you understand? Because with Mike Miller right here, all his brawn and all my brains, it's going to be a domination, boys, you understand? Because all 3 of you, you put all your brains together, they'd fit a thimble, you understand? You have no brains. The brains and the brawns are going to put you down.
Well, the tag team belts are going to be on the line, no doubt about it.
Hey, just like he said, baby, the Moondogs, Jeff Jarrett, Jerry Lawler, to me, you're all punks and you're all going down.
Mike, you're getting real close to what you want, sir. You only got 4 idiots left to take care of, and I know you have a master plan. Sapphire, I'm going to find you. Eddie Marlin ain't going to protect you like he did Bubba Johnson.
Oh, come on. You're the one that started all of that with her.
Dave, everything that I wanted, planned for, and hoped for is about to come true. There are 4 people left that are in my way, and they're about to be gone. This week, Monday night in the Memphis Mid-South Coliseum, the granddaddy and the mother of all wrestling matches, all four of the people that I hate, Jerry Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, and the Moondogs, have been sanctioned in a match, and it's all going to be over, and they'll be gone, and then I'll be in control, and you will be very sorry, and so will everybody else here, because this is it. My boys will carry me to complete victory.
Well, we'll find out. We'll find out about that complete victory. I think I've heard that sort of thing before, and it didn't work out quite that way. I hate to tell you, Mike. We'll be back right after this. I hear a whistle blowing, and I see Richard Lee coming this way. Got one of the Moondogs with him, and the Moondog with that championship belt slung, both of them. He's got both of them slung over his shoulder. Richard Lee, I want to talk to you, but before we do that, there are some fans who may not understand why you're in that sling. I'd like for you to take a look at this, and then you'll understand.
And I promised him that.
Speaking of Mike Samples and Bert Prentice, here they are with the Harris brothers, Ron and Don.
Your Moondogs aren't here today. They're at the gym.
They're at the gym working out.
Well, that was a fatal mistake.
Oh, hey, come on, Mike.
What a 4 against 1 as they jump Richard Lee out here.
Hey, come on and nail Richard Lee. Bruce Brothers, Ron and Don Harris, Mike Samples, and Bert Prentice. Oh, boy.
The Moondogs, Richard Lee has said, are not here. They're in the gym, and these guys,
man.
talk about underhanded, use that opportunity, and they grab the chairs and go to work on Richard Lee.
Boy, that is ridiculous. Get him out of there, Prentice.
Comes Danucci with some help. Here comes the King, and Jeff. Well, they caught you by yourself, but we could tell when you left that arm was hurt.
Well, let me tell you something. Ron and Don Harris, you better listen to something, brother, and you better listen to it good. It's easy for you guys to come out here when it's 4-on-1. Well, it's fun. It's not 4-on-1 now, boys. And I'm telling you, all you are a couple of yellow-bellied cowards, brothers. So what you want to do is walk on out here, baby, because we're here. It's 2-2 now, baby. So come on out here. You want to beat somebody up? Beat somebody up, but you're not going to do it to me and get away with it. We've got an 8-man tag booked this week, boys, and I'm telling you up front, there's not a building in this country big enough for you boys to go hide in. Keep that in mind. My arm might be in a sling, hot dogs, but my arm is going to be something that's nothing like what you boys are going to have, because you're going to be in the sling. It's going to take a crane to get you out of here.
I got to tell you, when a Moondog saw that on videotape, the longer he saw it, the madder he got with that chair. We've got a match coming up right here. Jeff Gaylord, the Missouri Tiger, is in the ring right now. Referee Kevin Christian is there also. And it looks like Gaylord has brought Samples and Prentice out here at ringside with him. That's not necessarily a good sign. Here's the King climbing up on the ring apron. He's got that title with him. He's got the crown with him. And we will just about be set to go with what should be a tremendous match here. Gaylord against Lawler. The Missouri Tiger with a height advantage, but Lawler with, let's see, how do I say this? With the mental ability to outsmart some opponents, perhaps including the one that's in there today. Will that work, Corey?
Sounds good to me.
The King is set to go. Gaylord talking to the crowd. Referee says, ring the bell, and let's go, Corey. This is it.
Yes, sir, Dave. We're underway, and 1 ball, 15 minutes in time. The King, Jerry Lawler, and the Missouri Tiger, Jeff Gaylord. King, the unified world heavyweight champion. Boy, a lot of test of power, though. He's got the bronze, this Gaylord does.
Yeah, he's tough. There's no doubt. I mean, this guy, you can't take him lightly at all. He's a tough competitor.
Would you please make the announcement that all these people in the studio should shut up so Jeff Gaylord can concentrate on beating Jerry Lawler?
No, I will not make that announcement, Mike Samples. I appreciate your concern for Mr. Gaylord, but Mr. Gaylord will have to learn that that's part of it.
Oh, he almost learned right there, too. The King went under and doubled up those fists, and boy, he was set to nail Gaylord.
Mike Samples and Bert Prentice out here with Jeff Gaylord. And in the corner, Gaylord, and the fans behind the King.
Corey, you and I have always been great friends. Would you make the
I don't know
announcement?
about that. No, I won't.
Ask him to play. Oh, thanks a lot.
I'll make the announcement to go over to your corner there and have a seat, you and Prentice. Gaylord bags Lawler up against the turnbuckle. And nails Lawler in the midsection. Oh, boy, throws him out of there hard, too. Big hip toss goes in. Nobody home, though.
Remember what I was talking about, outsmarting certain opponents? There's an example.
Great example is Jeff Gaylord went in with the big boot. And, boy, nobody home for Gaylord as the King got out of there. Great move from Lawler. And Jeff Gaylord is wondering what in the world. On Samples and Prentice whisper something over the Gaylord there now. Give him a little instructions. The Missouri Tiger comes in out of St. Louis, Missouri, does Gaylord. This guy held all kind of bench press awards and broke all kind of records.
Yeah. Yeah, Gaylord. What Gaylord wanted to do was shake hands, right? Well, Lawler knows better. The crowd backed him up, and oh, don't do it, Jerry. And, of course, he didn't. Now a little test of strength here in the center of the ring. And again, the crowd says, don't do that. Yeah, look at Gaylord. Great are those big biceps, he says.
Gaylord
Right, there again.
Yeah.
Going for the test of strength. Let's see what the King does.
Lawler standing in. Angles up with Gaylord, and Gaylord twists that left hand of Lawler's.
You see, now that's part of the problem with a test of strength like that. It's Gaylord's right arm, and he's right-handed against Lawler's left arm, and he's right-handed too.
I was just thinking the same thing. Lawler nails him, though, with a right hand. He nailed Gaylord, and Jeff Gaylord holding his mouth in there, and the King busted him right in it. Bert Prentice, and some more words for Gaylord. The Missouri Tiger and the King, Jerry Lawler.
You know, apparently Prentice told him, look, that worked real well. Why don't you try that again? This time.
He's going with the left hand this time.
Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, Lawler's got his right and angles up, and he grabs Gaylord's
He used
hand.
both hands.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, he hit him. He smacked him with he clotheslined him, but he had his fist doubled up as he went by him, too.
Yeah. He's kind of got him twice with the lick that time. Sends Lawler down and choking him with that boot there now, right in the throat of the King. USWA Championship Wrestling. A full day today, and a good match here between Gaylord and Lawler. Gaylord whips him in. King comes off and nails him with a big right hand.
King held onto the ropes and popped him with that right fist. There you go.
Sends Gaylord down, and boy, he rolls over to the ropes over there and gets a break out of the thing. Bert Prentice complained and said, hey, he hit him twice. Yeah, you could, what about the times he's hit him with his fist, Prentice? Lost count of that. Lawler standing in with Gaylord.
Prentice conveniently forgets who threw the first fist, doesn't he? Boy.
I hadn't thought about that at all.
Corey, you know what this is? This is ridiculous. Jerry Lawler throws nothing but punches. He doesn't even know a wrestling hold. They've got the referee here that works. He comes and referees for free food, see? He doesn't have a job. They give him a couple of apples and an orange and an old sandwich.
Well, look out, Mike Miller has just jumped into the ring here. Lawler looked like he had things going real well against Jeff Gaylord, and all of a sudden here comes Mike Miller jumping him. Prentice holding Lawler back in the corner while Gaylord and Mike Miller work him over.
And while Samples, while you're out here running your mouth, get him out of there. Pulling this kind of stuff, that's not funny either, Mike.
I think maybe this is payback time.
No, it's not payback. Get him out of here, and let's have the bout we've got scheduled.
I guess you're going to say this is ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I'll say it's ridiculous. Miller's got this thing going. He's been upset with Lawler, and all of a sudden he comes out here and interferes in a match we've been looking forward to all day. Lawler against Jeff Gaylord. Here comes Jeff Jarrett. There's some help for Lawler.
Yes, sir. Jeff Jarrett comes in. There's Mike Miller. Catches Gaylord. Yes, sir. It's fair because it's 2 against 2 now, Samples. Jarrett.
Not for long. Here's Brian Christopher. Now it's 3 against 2.
Yeah, Christopher jumps in, and boy, does he go after Jeff Jarrett. Oh, boy.
Now,
Gaylord,
this is real
hold it.
wrestling action. I wish I was at home watching it on TV right now. This is wrestling.
I wish you were home, too, instead of here.
Yeah, indeed. 3 against 2, Samples. Christopher jumps on. Looks like Lawler over there while Mike Miller clobbers the King.
Back in the corner, they're choking Jeff Jarrett. Mike Miller and Christopher both working. Gaylord and Christopher both working on him while Mike Miller works on Jerry Lawler. He's choking him out here right in the middle of the ring.
Prentice, would you all get out of here? Now, this is enough of this.
Get Jeff Jarrett out of here.
You get your guys out of here. It's 3 against 2 in there. Gaylord, Christopher.
Miller had no business here to begin with.
Oh,
That's
no.
what started the whole thing. As this stable at Prentice and Samples and all of them have put together. Look out, they got the referee. Miller throws him over the top rope. That's going to cost him $1,000 right there.
Here comes up, though, the
Richard Lee and the Moondog are in here.
And Moondog Spot comes in. Yeah, kind of evens things up in there now. Lawler, Jarrett, and the Moondog. All over their own now when you kind of even things up. Oh, boy.
More trouble. Richard Lee hit him. They hit him on that arm.
Oh, my God.
With a chair.
Man, he nailed Richard
Lee.
Lee.
He's got that arm all wrapped up anyway, and now look at them work on it.
Come on, Prentice.
Prentice sliding the referee over here while the Harris brothers. We got a free-for-all going here, fans.
Leave him alone, would you? Man, action all over the floor out here.
They're still working on that arm. Richard Lee is in pain. He is rolling on the floor, and I can hear him yelling as they are re-injuring that arm that they hurt a week ago. Meanwhile, one of the Moondogs is here working against both of the Harris brothers.
Come on, Bert Prentice. Leave the referee alone, would you? Yeah, they got Richard's arm over there. Boy, Richard is screaming for pain.
Now Mike Samples holding on to him while one of the Harrises jumps up and down on that right arm once again. On the area where it was hurt. Here's Eddie Marlin. I don't know how we're going to get this stopped, but we've got to take a break right here, fans. We will be back, and hopefully it'll all be settled when we return. Corey, they finally got them all out of here. Richard Lee's arm is hurt again. They had to help him out of here. But I tell you what, let's do right now, if you don't mind. We've got a lot of out-of-town action coming up. Let's check that.
Yeah, we do. We've got a lot of it, and it will start January 22nd, Friday, Humboldt, Tennessee. At the National Guard Armory there in Humboldt. You'll see the Moondog Battle Royal. Jeff Jarrett, the King, Jerry Lawler, Miss Texas to be on that card. There's 6 big matches scheduled for Humboldt, Tennessee. Friday night in Humboldt, big USWA Championship Wrestling. Bell time is at 8 o'clock. We hope you're right there to see it all. In Humboldt, Friday night, January 22nd. Saturday, January 23rd, Jonesboro, Arkansas. Saturday night, back at the Old Valley Community Center on Church Street in Jonesboro. 8 o'clock bell time. The King, Jerry Lawler's on that card. Jeff Jarrett, the Moondogs, a ladies' cat fight, and a battle royal, all in Jonesboro, Arkansas. That's Saturday, January 23rd, USWA Championship Wrestling action next Saturday night in Jonesboro at the Earl Bell Community Center, 8 o'clock for USWA Championship Wrestling. Then, Championship Wrestling, January 28th in La Oaks, Arkansas. Moondogs, Jerry Lawler, Harris Brothers, Jeff Jarrett, Honky Tonk Man is on that card as well. Be seeing him around there in the La Oaks, Arkansas. Brian Christopher, Danny Davis, Master Terra, a whole lineup there in La Oaks, Arkansas, 8 o'clock p.m. And Championship Wrestling is going to be there coming soon, January 28th. Then Friday, January 29th, Covington, Tennessee. The National Guard Armory, 7:30. The King, Jerry Lawler's on that card. Also, Honky Tonk Man is going to be there up in Covington. Brian Christopher, Moondogs will be there. Ron and Dunn Harris, Brian Collins, all in Covington, Tennessee. That's there in Covington at the National Guard Armory. Bell time is 7:30, January 29th, Friday, February 5th. Blytheville, Arkansas, National Guard Armory on Division Street. Always great championship wrestling all around in Blytheville. USWA top stars are going to be there, all of them. And Kennett, Missouri, it's going to be Friday, February 12th at the American Legion Building. Always great action in Kennett. Honky Tonk Man is on the card, and all the USWA top stars, 7:30 there in Kennett, Missouri. USWA Championship Wrestling, that's it, on tour around the area here.
All right, thank you, Corey. Coming right now, I see Jeff Jarrett, the King, and Richard Lee and the Moondogs. Richard Lee hanging on to that arm. Boy, ridiculous the way those two guys jumped him out here again today. King?
You know, it always seems like we're out here crying the same old song. It always seems like we're saying we can get the job done if we're not outnumbered. We can get the job done if we don't get jumped from behind. Well, let me tell you something. I'm tired of singing that same old song. So we've got them all at once. We've got them all in the ring, all around the ring at the same time. We don't have to be looking over our shoulders. We don't have to be worrying about somebody coming from the dressing room, because we got the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don Harris, and we got Mean Mike Miller, and we got the Punk Brian Christopher, and we got Mike Samples and Burt Prentice all at the ring at the same time, and that's exactly what we want. Mike Samples, don't think we don't want it. Brian Christopher, don't think we don't want it. And Bruise Brothers, don't think we don't want it, because we want you a lot worse than you want us. We are going to kick your rear ends. You're talking about from one end of the building to the other. There's going to be some rear end kick, and you're looking at the kickers right here. So get ready for it, because when we get our hands on you Monday night, we're going to beat you within an inch of your life. Brian Christopher, I got news for you, punk. I'm going to give you the beating Monday night you should have got a long time ago. You understand?
But it sounds like the King is fired up, and when he gets fired up, he means business. You four guys, you six guys, you may have got the best of us today, but I promise you one thing, Monday night, like Jay said, we might have all our eggs in one basket. We hadn't got any excuses Monday night. It's just going to be us guys against y'all, and you boys better show up, because when the King and Jeff Jarrett get fired up, they get the job done.
Harris Brothers, come hell or high water, boys. We're putting you out of wrestling. You're not doing this to me.
Monday nights when it all happens. We're going to be back with more right here. Don't go away. Well, we've been talking about this one all day. 8-man tag team match coming up, and right now some of the combatants are headed for the ring. I see T.D. Steele walking around with that the blue hard hat on that he's got. Brian Collins, Man Miller, Todd Johnson all going to be climbing in there. And across the way, boy, take a look at the army that's coming in here. You got Brian Christopher. Christopher's already counting this one in the W column, I think. Brian Christopher, Ron and Don Harris, Mean Mike Miller in the corner. You got Burt Prentice and Mike Samples, and look out.
Yeah, they go to work on him already. There's Mountain Man Miller outside of the ring. They sling him out of there. Oh, boy. Mike Samples holding up that chair, hands it over to the Bruise Brother now. He picks it up, goes to work on Todd Johnson with it. Slams down on him with it. There you go. Oh, boy.
Boy.
Todd goes flying
Bounced
over
him over the table here.
Gee, Corey, I wonder if that hurt.
Oh, Mike Samples. Thanks for your comment there, Mike. Of course it hurt. Oh, look at him work on this young kid here. This is terrible.
Well, the thing about it is these Bruise Brothers are already tough, man. We already know they're tough, but they don't have to do this to these kind of guys out here.
Nope, they could have been.
I think we're going to have to start charging Dave Brown for the chairs he keeps destroying every week.
That you all keep destroying. Samples and
Mike Samples with his comments.
I've had enough of them for 1993, I guarantee you that.
These are the four men that are going to put me over the top and in control. Take a good look.
Well, Mr. Samples, let me just point one thing out to you, and that is that the match which is scheduled, not this match, the match which is scheduled later on, you will be looking at a totally different set of opponents, and you better keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's exactly true. Brian Collins is in the ring there now. Mike Miller and Brian Christopher whips him in. Big backdrop on Collins. Big double backdrop, and Christopher's loving it. And Mike Miller slams away on Collins over there.
David, in the rule that this mountain man has to wear some wrestling boots or something, his feet stink so bad 4 people passed out in the audience.
Thank you, Mike. No, there's no rule. He can come out here wearing no boots if he wants to. Personally, I think it's a little dangerous because you get your feet stepped on a lot, but if he feels most comfortable that way, it's kind of like a kicker. Kicker wants to kick a football barefoot, he can do it.
Yeah. Our opponents look like the first 4 graduates out of Jerry Lawler's wrestling school.
You are very wrong about that, Bert Prentice. Why do I feel the need to...
They even need my help. This is like a day off. This is like a day off.
Yeah, Brian Christopher not getting too involved, as a matter of fact. The Harris brothers, boy, these guys are just incredible.
Man, let me tell you.
If you've never seen them in person, they are huge. They are tall, they are big, they are rough, they're mean. They're an awesome tag team.
You took all of the words out of my mouth. Let me tell you, I was thinking the same exact thing. Look at
Christopher, just an insult as he slapped him around.
Just slaps Todd Johnson and again slaps him again. Just humiliating Todd over there. Drives down with a big elbow on Johnson and slaps him again. Big boot from Christopher, kicks him down. Gets a cover and picks him up at a 1. Didn't even wait to get to 2 on.
Picked him up by the hair. Even more insulting. Tag made by Christopher on one of the Harris brothers. The Bruise brothers, man. And then guys that big, that tough, and what do? They jump a guy like Richard Lee.
Yeah, that's the
who's
kind
hurt.
of stuff I'm talking about. That kind of stuff.
Oh,
they're
man.
already big and tough, and we know they're awesome. And they pull that kind of stuff. Just a bunch of old low-down tactics is what it is. Covers Todd Johnson and gets a 2 count out of it, picks him up by his hair. Tags the brother in there, and Ron and Don Harris, these Bruise brothers, just humiliating Todd Johnson in there. Sets Todd out, picks him up by his tights, and flips him way over quickly in the air there. Johnson down on the mat. And boy, they don't give him a chance to get a breather in there. They pick him right back up. Drops him down again. Tag on Mean Mike Miller.
Corey, what would a chiropractor charge to adjust this boy's back like they've been doing? He'd be bankrupt, wouldn't he? These guys are doing it for free.
That's Mike Samples talking. Oh, Todd Johnson way up in the air. Right at the lights here in the studio. Christopher's up on the top rope there now. Oh, and drops right down on top of the head of Johnson. Got his foot on him. Another one of those humiliating tactics.
Yeah, he just broke the cover. He just had his foot on his chest, and when he pulled his foot off his chest, that broke the cover, and the referee stopped the count right there.
Bad part about it is Todd Johnson hadn't even been able to get over to his corner, not even near his corner to get a tag, and get any help from Mountain Man Miller, T.D. Still, Brian Collins all over there. Christopher picks up Johnson, spins him around, and a big power slam. Takes Todd down, covers him too. T.D. Steele comes in it. Whoa! And Christopher lights in on T.D. I think T.D. Steele kind of thought about it a little bit after that, but it may have been a little too late because Christopher lit in on him and is telling T.D., come on in there now. Bruise brothers pick up the chair and ram Todd Johnson right into it. Boy, and he goes sliding on his face on the floor.
All right, Samples, stay away from him now.
Man, let me tell you, that Todd Johnson's taking a beating here today.
Man, he sure has. He's
Bruise
trying to get
brothers.
to the corner, but he can't make it. Brian Christopher grabs him before he can get to the tag. Outstretched hand of T.D. Steele. He does get over there. Christopher threw him that way.
T.D. with a little warm-up exercise gets in there, and he's getting loosened up for Brian Christopher, but I think it's going to take a little more than that, T.D., because these Christopher, these guys, man, they'll do whatever it takes to beat on you and humiliate. Oh, look at T.D. blocks the right, though.
Yeah, nice block by T.D.
T.D. still blocks the right from Christopher and nails Brian Christopher. T.D. Whoa. On his little little dance there, and Christopher breaks him down with that boot. Slams away on TD Stale. Tag on the big Bruise brother. Oh, and he drops that boot on TD. Well, all of them get a few licks in on TD Stale in there, and the Bruise brother just slams him hard in the back. Still out, and the big Bruise brother whips him in quickly. Oh, boy. Man, oh, man.
Well, listen to Christopher. Christopher leans in with that very irritating laugh that he has.
Boy, isn't it irritating?
Yeah.
This is the most fun I've ever had. This is the greatest time. Better than an amusement park. I love this, boy.
Need to find something else you love and stop trying to beat up on guys like this. Look at Mike Miller jumps in there and goes after TD, just stomping away on him. Mike Miller catches Stale right in the eye. Tag on the other Bruise brother, and boy, these guys are just loving beating up on him.
Yeah.
Just remember that these aren't the opponents that's looking for them in that, too. Just remember that. Bruise brothers and Christopher, while he's strutting around the ring there.
Yeah, they're using it as a workout. That's all there is to it. No, I don't want to get in there, Brian. I tell you what I want to see. I want to see you going against some different opponents.
Yeah.
Dare I mention any names? Let's just say, well, maybe a Jeff Jarrett, maybe Jerry Lawler,
boy,
maybe even some Moondogs in there, huh?
We'll get a few licks with those bones in there.
I think it'd be a different story than what you're seeing right here in an 8-man tag team match with those opponents, let me tell you.
TD still just rolls over to his corner, finally gets a tag out of there. And, I think it was too many people anxious to jump in there after seeing what's happened to Steele, and Todd Johnson Collins gets in, and what they do, they double teaming the guys and beating on them in there. No wrestling moves in there. They just go to work on all of them as they come through. Christopher with a flying elbow takes Collins down. Stomps away on Brian in there, slaps Brian, and Brian Collins went for the tag with Mountain Man Miller.
Who can touch us? Who can touch us? Nobody.
Well, you know,
I don't know about that.
Mountain Man Miller just refused to tag.
Yeah, it looks like Mountain Man.
No, there he comes.
Yeah, there he goes there now. Finally gets a tag in there. They couldn't hardly get the Mountain Man to agree to going in there with Christopher and all of the rest of this fight. But Miller with a couple of big shoulders in there right in the midsection of Christopher. The big Bruise brother.
I think that was kind of the tag of destiny there, wasn't it? Mountain Man Miller's really regretting coming out today.
There's no doubt he wasn't happy to take the tag and come in there, but finally he did. It's been a tough day for everybody over in that corner, let me tell you.
Indeed. Boy.
You just wait until these guys really get mad. They're kind of having fun right now.
Yeah, you just wait until you get some competition.
Everybody left and went home. Everybody went home.
Boy, they are having fun. They are really celebrating over here. Mike Miller came over and said, Mike Sample, see if there's anybody else in the back. We're about done with these guys.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
there's some guys.
Bodies. You're looking for bodies. A little bit more than bodies in there, too. Look at the King. Boy, he's got one of those hard seats in there. Slams it on Christopher. Moondog in there when they can. And they all go running out of there quickly, too.
Boy, finally we got him out of there.
Still having fun? Are you guys still having fun? Tough guys, huh? You still having fun?
Notice how quickly the tide turned when the King and Jeff Jarrett and Moondog showed up, and all of a sudden, as Jerry indicated, those guys weren't having so much fun anymore.
Yeah.
They decided it was time to get out of here, and that's exactly what they did. Well, I tell you what, we've got lots of action coming up around the territory, and of course at the Mid-South Coliseum on Monday night.
Yeah.
And speaking of the King and Jeff Jarrett, here they are right here, headed this way. Let's get some comments about the situation. Jeff?
Just want to invite them out. They said they're out here having a little fun. Well, we got some time left in the show. Come on out, boys. Let's have a little fun time. What do you say? Let's invite them back out here. Come out here. All of y'all want to have some fun? We're out here to play. Let's come on, get it down.
that dog's barking up there. He's ready to go. Come out here, Brian Christopher. You think you're so big and bad. Come on out here.
It might have cost me an arm. It's going to cost you guys an arm, a leg, and a head, punk.
They're not so tough, and they don't really want to play and have fun unless they got the odds in their favor, unless they're the big guys, unless they're the bullies on the block. Well, let me tell you something. We're inviting you out here, and you ain't coming. So you know what that tells us? That tells us that you are gutless wonders and that you got a yellow streak down your back a mile wide. And it also tells us that when we get you in the ring Monday night, we are going to turn you around and we are going to beat those backsides until... I can't even
Hold on now. Hold on now. Now, Dave, we came out here before we made this challenge. We were going to talk about the up-and-coming towns this week, the USWA wrestling action. Friday night, I'm going to be up in Humboldt, Tennessee from 4:30 to 5:30 at Furniture World. And then there's some great matches up there Friday night. Next Saturday, Jonesboro. But Brian Christopher, I want to talk about right now. Not Monday night. Come on out here right now. We've issued the challenge, and we don't see you walking through that door over there now, do we?
They're gutless wonders, like I said. They ain't going to come out here. But don't worry, guys. Just like Jeff said, all of these towns, we're going to be breathing down your necks. We'll be up in Humboldt, Jonesboro, any one of these cities. We're going to be looking for you. But Monday night, you ain't got no place to hide because you're all together in the ring at the same time with the four of us. That is going to be it for you.
Spot's waiting for you, boy, and I wonder where Spike's at. You better start looking around the corners. You better start looking over your shoulder because you won't know. My arm ain't nothing, boys, because it's going to take a crane to get you out of here, and it's going to take a vacuum cleaner to pick up the pieces. Don't ever forget it. You messed with the wrong people this time, boys, and your days are numbered.
There's a word from, oh boy, Richard Lee. I tell you what, the Moondog is ready. The Moondogs are always ready. There's no doubt about that. Richard Lee's blowing the whistle now, trying to get him out of the ring, and he might as well. Corey, I don't know if any of them saw it or not. I saw Bert Prentice while Jeff was talking, and he leaned around the curtain, and he gave me a sign. No, they're not coming out.
Oh, I didn't see that.
There's no way they're going to come out here.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, they better show up there in that ring Monday night, and like the King said, the odds are not going to be so much in the favor of Prentice and Samples and the Bruise Brothers and all of those guys when it comes to Monday night action.
Boy, Monday night is shaping up to be great, isn't it?
There's a lot of action coming. 7:30 is when it starts at the Mid-South Coliseum. While we're at it, let's just check the entire card. Yeah. Opening match of the night. This one should be a good one. You'll want to be there on time.
Yeah.
Terror number one involved in the match against Jeff Jarrett here today, and he was just rude at the beginning of the whole thing, and he didn't improve later on. He will be going against Scott Campione in the opening match of the night. Danny Davis, fine wrestler, veteran, will be going against Jeff Gaylord. We talked about the Missouri Tiger a bit during his match here today against Lawler. He is also a tough customer, and this has the makings of a mighty good match. Coming after that, you got Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. This time they're going to step in the ring in tag team action, going against the Bruise Brothers, Ron and Don Harris. But whatever the result of that match, that won't be the end of it for the night, I guarantee you. USWA tag titles will be on the line after that. The Moondogs with Richard Lee, even though his arm is injured and in a sling, he'll be there at ringside, I guarantee you, as they step in against Brian Christopher and Mean Mike Miller with the USWA tag titles at stake. Then,
I love this one coming up right here, boy.
This match right here, worth the price of admission all by itself, anywhere in the nation. Sapphire teaming with Miss Texas. Sapphire greatly misled by Bert Prentice, who got her to come out here and say some things, and she didn't really realize what all was going on and what Prentice was really talking about. So she is going to be teamed with Miss Texas as they go against Leslie Ballinger and Lauren Davenport in what should be a most interesting women's tag team match. Then, special added match that we told you about a little bit earlier. Jeff has the match. Jeff just made a comment in passing in an interview. He said, I could beat all four of those guys together and just let it go at that. Well, Prentice takes exception to it, brings it out here as a challenge, as a statement of fact that he can beat everybody, and he can't do that, and we're going to approve it. So what do? They jump him. And not only was it 4 against 1, it was 5 against 1. However, a few minutes later, Jeff proved he could hold his own. He brought a board with him, but he proved he could hold his own. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't bring about half a lumber yard with him Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum.
That's interesting to see, too.
Absolutely. He steps in against Zeke Rivers, Mr. Clyde, Mike Samples, and Bert Prentice. Throw them all in the air and let Jeff Jarrett go after him. Then, 8-man tag team match coming after that. The Moondogs, Lawler, Jarrett, and Richard Lee will be going against the Harris brothers, Ron and Don, Brian Christopher, Mean Mike Miller, and Mike Samples. What a match that one should be to wrap up a tremendous night of action. Coming up Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, 7:30 is the time. Make your plans to be right there. Corey, we got just a few seconds here. We don't have time to get another match going, but we can kind of recap what happened today. Jeff Jarrett going against Terror number 1. Jeff technically winning the match by disqualification.
Yeah.
And the match following that, Lawler against Gaylord, similar situation.
Same thing in that one. The King won that one by DQ. And, hey, speaking of the King, it's been a very successful show that's aired right here on Channel 5 for about 9 years now. And tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on Channel 5, it's going to be the last Jerry Lawler show.
That's right. Done almost 500 of them. And the King's schedule, I think most wrestling fans are aware of how busy the King's schedule is now with some of his outside endorsements and all of that sort of thing. And said, well, can't do it all, so this is going to be the last one of the Jerry Lawler shows coming up tomorrow at 11 o'clock right here on TV5. Thanks for reminding us of that. We hope you will be watching that. We hope you will be joining us again next week for more of the same USWA Championship Wrestling action. Nothing like it. Until next week, for Corey Macklin, I'm Dave Brown. So long, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Jerry Lawler Show.
Edition.
It is.
It is.
And, Coach, what happened to that big round of applause you had asked for? Oh, you're going to applaud when I say that this is the final Jerry Lawler Show. No, they're not applauding still, are they?
No.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't realize this because probably a lot of people didn't see last week's show. But this is the final show today. We're doing the last Jerry Lawler Show. This is our 493rd show. And as you should see right in the format, it says...
Fine.
How do you pronounce that?
Fine.
Fine. That means the end.
Southern
Finish,
French.
And it's just, I wanted to read this little thing. And how do you pronounce this guy's name, Coach? Phil Stukenborg? Stukenborg. This is in the commercial appeal. Just real quickly, it says, turn out the lights. Citing a demanding schedule for popular professional wrestler Jerry Lawler will end his 9-year run as host of the Jerry Lawler Show with Sunday's 11 a.m. show on WMC TV Channel 5.
About the co-host?
Let's see here. Ron Clayman, you know Ron Clayman, WMC TV general manager, said Lawler informed him of his plans last month. He just felt that he had so many things going that something needed to give, Clayman said. Clayman said Lawler's interviewing skills improved through the years and that the show was successful because it was just something unusual and different.
That's true.
Didn't he say anything about me?
Let's see, worth noting. Chicago Bulls at Portland Trail. No?
I guess they...
Well, you know, I mean, Ron, he can't think of everything. But
oh, he gave the interview?
Yeah, I think that's how Ron That's why nothing was said about you, don't you think? Anyway, on today's show, we're going to kind of take a look back. We got a lot about you on today's show. We got some real highlights of your.
You know, wait a minute. I'm real disappointed in that because I get up early every Saturday morning, too, and come down here and do this show.
Okay, don't whine. Not on the last show.
That's not fair.
What's not?
I'm calling commercial appeal.
Okay, good.
Bill
I'll give you the number.
Stubenberg.
Stubenberg.
Start bark.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We've got a clip later on in the show that may let you realize why they didn't mention you in there. We're gonna remember the day you hosted the show by yourself?
Yes.
You always whine about wanting to be on all the time.
I had to be mentally prepared for that, and I wasn't. I just walked in and they said, "Whoa, you're hosting the show."
Okay, well, we'll let you make an excuse. We're going to take a break first, but we're going to be back, and we're going to go over all the guests. We have had some famous people on the show.
Yes, we have.
I mean, some big
And
names.
I got Warren Moon. I never got credit for that.
That's going to be on. That's going to be on. You get credit. Anyway, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to be back with the last Jerry Lawler show. We got a lot of stuff to show you today. We're going to take a look back at not in all 493 shows, but some of the highlights from some of those shows. So stay with us for the last time, if you will. Thank you. Okay, we're back for, as I said before, the final show, and some of our camera people are actually in tears. Beth over there is dabbing away tears. Is that because you're sad, or you, with joy, you realize you get to sleep an hour later every morning? Joy, okay, anyway. I'll tell you what, we've put together a little bit of a tape here. Rick Owens, our illustrious producer, has put this together, and it goes back and shows some of the famous big names that we've had on the show. Not just sports figures, but, I mean, entertainers. Anybody in the limelight, we've tried to get them on the show here. Want to watch it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's take a look at some of these names.
In case you don't know by now, this is Mr. Peter Noon of Herman's Hermits, world famous. Jerry. Yeah, and this is Jerry, right.
And I'm sure a lot of people will recognize this gentleman here in Memphis, not for the first time. I'm sure he's been here before. This is Mark Lindsay of Paul Revere and the Raiders. Mark, welcome to Memphis.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here.
A pleasure to have you on the show.
It's good to be here, and I tell you, Memphis is feeling so good. We moved down for the summer. We're cutting an album down at Kiva. We may just stay. here. I like it.
Now, you're talking right now with a very well-known Memphian, great singer, Mr. Jimmy Jameson. I'm sure no stranger to anybody that knows anything about music. If you've ever heard of the song Wooly Bully, this is the gentleman right here that's responsible for that. None other than Sam Samudio, Sam the Sham. Sam, welcome to the show. World famous, sometimes infamous, Wolfman Jack. Wolfman, it is a pleasure to have you on the show.
Nice to be here with you, Jerry. I just want you to know out there that I love Jerry Lawler. He is the king. Have mercy. Let the congregation say, hey, man.
Jason D. Williams. Knock him out. This young man just won an Olympic gold medal over in Seoul, Korea, and he is from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's right here with us today. Kennedy McKinney. Kennedy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be on the show.
Man, everybody, well, I would start to say everybody in Memphis, but everybody in the entire country is proud of you. You did a great, great job over there.
Thank you. It was rough, but I went over there and survived and came back with the gold.
Pepper, I love it when you're on because why?
Well, because I'm the only guy dresses worse than you, Law. You have to go on all those guys with coats and ties and look good and their hair is combed and obviously my hair is not. And so, no, I like your laid-back style.
Now, he wants to fight me. And that's a surprise. Ain't that shocking? God knows. The man must be on a death wish or something.
It's doing exceptionally well. It's a great action film, and I'm getting calls from people all over America.
And played defensive back for a year, but didn't have that much success. And my second year there, they moved me over to running back, and the first game that I was there, I had over 100 yards, and I've been there ever since.
What was your feeling when you were presented with that ring?
Well, it's what every athlete shoots for. You know, if you're in baseball, you want to get to the World Series, and if you're in football, you want to go to the Super Bowl. It was very exciting for me. It was a little frustrating for me because I had been with the team for 6 years, and 3 weeks before the Super Bowl, I tore my knee up and wasn't able to play.
This is a big start for comeback, and she feels that if I come here to start back, I should just stay here because we went around the country, checking out different parts of the country, and Memphis gave us a lot of love. So.
About 10 years ago, Aaron used to be my sparring partner, and when he called me up to, to do this for him, I was like, I jumped right on it. You know, it's an honor and pleasure, and him being a two-time world champion, it's a great honor to me.
Well, I do a lot of traveling. Of course, after I retired from football, I became a Christian. I met Christ, and he come into my life and changed me. And
I've always, like you, had a bow when I was little.
Right. Yes, I do feel some loyalty to Green Bay, but
like you are, I'm a fan of the game. I like to watch the game. I enjoy watching all the teams play, so I'm just a fan of the game.
I get back once or twice a year when I still got my dad living here and 2 brothers.
We're standing here with one of the all-time baseball greats, and indeed my pleasure to interview this gentleman, Mr. Mickey Mantle. Mr. Mantle, welcome to my show. Welcome to Memphis. And on my right, a gentleman that probably needs no introduction, and I've heard that said many times, but this guy, 6-time Olympic world champion, Carl Lewis. Carl, welcome.
How you doing? Good.
Welcome to Memphis.
Great.
Okay, I guess everybody in Memphis realizes we've had a lot of great athletes on the Jerry Lawler Show in the past, but none as great as the greatest right here, standing with, of all time, the champ, Muhammad Ali. Pleasure to have you here.
What about your career, Andy? As are you planning on making boxing a career now, or what is it?
Lawler, I have a good career, okay, and I just do this for fun because I want to knock you out. I don't like what you did to me. And let me tell you something else, Lawler. Let me just tell you something else. I don't have to come here and be slandered by you, and I don't have to come here and be on some little rinky-dink show with you. I don't even know why I'm here doing this.
Art Brooks. Hey, we beat the king.
I'm standing here with the owner of the Cleveland Browns, Mr. Art Modell. Mr. Modell, I'd like to welcome you to the show.
I know Memphis. Memphis is a good football city.
Okay, talking right now with the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, Bernie Kosar. Bernie, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jerry. It's been frustrating the last 4 or 5 weeks not being able to play, and fortunately I've got some good news the last couple days, and it looks like the end of the road is near for the injury, and I'm looking to be back in the next 2 to 3.
We're good friends.
Now, where's your restaurant in New York?
In New York City, in historic Greenwich Village. And
the guy's interrupting our interview there.
Hey.
Very popular.
I think they opened the door to the men's room, so I gotta go. Bye, Memphis.
I'm just a big fan. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, thank you. You guys are having great success, aren't you?
We're doing pretty good.
How's that you guys talk?
Well,
I'll tell you right now, you come down. Hey, is that the way? How's that?
I need a partner. Would you be available?
I don't think I ain't got the muscles, man.
I was going to say a string hanging off your shirt, but that's your arm, isn't it?
Y'all be sure and stay tuned now, you hear?
She has made good on her promise.
I promised you. And I delivered.
You have delivered, and this is an honor, and it's, I mean, you know, we've had some big-name guests on the show, but this has got to be one of the biggest. This is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you all know by now, but this is the quarterback of the Houston Oilers, the most valuable player in the National Football League last year, Warren Moon. Warren, welcome to Memphis. Welcome to my show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, Jerry. Thanks for having me.
How did she get you to come here and be on this show?
Just look at her. Any man will follow her anywhere.
Santa, I can't believe it. Is this where you keep the reindeer?
There's all my reindeer, all 8 of them.
There's Cupid, Dunder, Vixen, Dasher, Dancer, Blitzen, Comet, Prancer.
But I think we're just going to be able to carry 7 reindeer to pull a sleigh.
Why is that?
Well, we're going to leave Comet home to clean the sink.
Comet to clean the sink. That's a good one. Hey, can you make one of those wrestling interviews for us?
If they challenge us,
there you go.
We're going to whip them bad.
Is that it? That's it.
All
That's
right.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Good to see you, Jerry.
Okay.
Talk to Al Gore.
The Vice President of the United States making a wrestling interview on the show.
Which you didn't know he was Vice President then.
Well, no. And as a matter of fact, if they'd shown that clip during some of the commercials, he might not be Vice President today. But anyway, listen, we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna be back with some more stuff. Did you see? Oh, there was a lot of famous people.
You know, there's a lot of shows going on there too. You know, David Letterman's leaving.
He's leaving NBC, sure is.
But do you know that when Johnny Carson went
Knots
off the
Landing's
air,
going on.
they didn't say anything about. I mean, they said something about Ed McMahon. That's like you going off and not saying anything about me.
Okay, look, here's this. She's
paper.
going off too.
I'm mad at the paper.
All right, you are going off. I'm telling you, you are going off. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be back with more. You may go off during this break. Be back. We're back, and we've been joined by a gentleman that we probably wouldn't even have been able to do this show without over the years, will we?
Oh.
No.
You always hear us talking about Coach. Well,
Coach Bob.
there he is, Coach Bob Crone. And he's been our, look, floor director extraordinaire. Hey, you got an applause today, Coach.
How about that?
The only applause so far. And you have been here with us from the inception.
From the beginning, right. All 493.
Man, oh man, it's amazing. Can you believe we're going off?
Not really. You know, it seems bad programming there, but, you know,
yeah, well,
whatever.
I do want to thank Ron Clayman to begin with. I mean, you know, because almost 9 years ago. Well, no, we should thank him. Because, I mean, who else would have thought, let's give a wrestler his own
No, that's very nice, Jerry.
It was nice,
it's
and it's been a great opportunity for me, and we've had a lot of fun, and we've been able to, I meant to bring a letter today, just one of the many letters that I got from the guy that was on with the Blind Bowl, a few months back.
White. Frank White.
Yeah, Frank White, exactly. He sent me a real nice letter saying, you know, thanks for helping them, give them some exposure to the Bible. They raised $9,000 with that game, and you know, hopefully we have helped some people get exposure for some different charitable things and that sort of thing in the community.
Right.
That'll be missed, won't it, Coach?
Worked out, yes, very much so.
You've done wonderful, Jerry.
Oh, yeah, right, okay.
And I want to thank you for letting me be your co-host for how long? 5 years?
Yeah, you've been on a long, long time.
5 years.
So we used to do it at home. I was too scared to come to the studio.
That's right. Coach, we did some weird things on the show, too. Now, I mean, you know, we've had some kind of fun things, and one of them involved a special, this was your idea, too. You wanted to do a 3D show.
3D, right.
And so we tried it. They had some newfangled technology here, so we tried our 3D show, and I think we have a clip of that. It didn't go exactly like Coach wanted it to, though, but here it is.
Hey, we're back now, and it's time for the segment I've been waiting this entire show for. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the fact that Coca-Cola distributed millions of pairs of these 3D glasses for the Super Bowl halftime show. And I thought, well, heck, what the heck, we'll just give our viewers a little extra treat. So I know most of you have saved your 3D glasses. So if you would, right now, put on your glasses, and we're going to switch our program to the special 3D effect. Are you ready? Hey, you got them on? Are we on? Is it in 3D? Look at this. Oh, boy. Looks like I'm right. Is that great or not? Looks like I'm right. My hand's coming right out of the TV, doesn't it? Is that good? All right, now just, you know, we got some real effects here. Are you ready for this? I know this is going to be pretty scary, but watch this. Did you thought they hit you right in the face, didn't it, huh? This is great. We got the camera on there, Bob. Is it working all right? This is not quite reaching. I'm trying to get right on the lens there. Oh, my aim is a little off this morning. It's these glasses throwing me off. Does this look like it's coming right in your living room or not, huh? I love this. But am I hitting the screen, Bob?
Right on target.
Right, no, I'm not. I'm trying to hit right on the camera there. Let me try this other camera. Let me aim at this other lens over here. No. See, if it hits right on the lens, it'll look like it's coming right in your face there. Just a second. Okay, right at the lens. Here we go. No, I missed it there. Oh, wait, I did hit it.
Jerry,
huh?
General Manager says you're going to have to stop this segment.
Well. Got a dart on your head, Bob.
Well,
sorry there.
What am I going to say?
Okay, we got no more 3D. Okay, Coach. That was our 3D segment.
Destroyed our whole budget.
I didn't realize that was that long back when we did that. It was a long segment. And we have something else we want to take a look back at.
Coach saved me when I had to do the show by myself.
Yeah, well, we're gonna save that for the very end. But we remember when you kept bringing the boys on here.
Your sons?
No, they were not my sons. But
Your
anyway,
kids.
we have just a little clip of them. They demanded to be seen somewhere on the last show. I remember one time they went to my house with a camera crew. Let's see that real quick.
Catherine, we're in our father's house now. What do you think of it? This is the best place I ever saw. I mean, we lived in dumps. You know, dilapidated old houses. This is like a mansion. Yeah, a freaking museum.
What did he say?
Terrible.
That was terrible.
It was a nice place.
He said it looked like a museum. Anyway, are we going to take a break now, Beth, and we're going to come back and we want to show her that highlight when she was actually begging you to come in and help her.
Please.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be back, and you're going to pick your final pick.
Yeah, the final play.
Okay. We'll be back with more. We're back. Is it brighter in here now to you guys?
Yeah.
They've turned on some extra lights
Sun
for us
came
here
out.
today, and
We have extra people.
hey, and look. Pan a little bit this way, and we got somebody else sitting right over here. Another guy. There he is. We've got a couple of special guests. This gentleman right here, his name is Antonio Braxton, right? Antonio, this guy knows more about me than I know about me. I mean,
That's amazing.
That's right. How old are you, Antonio? 16. How long have you been following my career?
Over a decade.
Over a decade. You even brought along. Can we get a shot of this? Look at this. That was talking about the Jerry Lawler Show. What year?
This is June of 1984.
1984, and you've hung on to that. As a matter of fact, you've had that in your coat pocket since then, haven't you? Anyway, I promised Antonio for years that he could be on the show, and he's got scrapbooks, he's got videotapes, he's got everything about my career documented. And then I saw him last week at the Coliseum, and he was standing there like this. Hadn't been on the show yet. So now you're on the show, the final show. That's it.
He memorizes dates.
Yes, he does. You know everything about me, don't you?
Okay, but we don't have time to we don't have time to talk
I
to
wanted
him.
to quiz him.
We'll quiz him later. Okay? Well, some other time, maybe when we come back again. Thanks, but thanks for being here. Okay, Antonio.
Maybe he can come back on my show.
All right. Now, what do we want to talk about? We want to remind everybody tomorrow night, Mid-South Coliseum, big card down there as usual, 7:30 start time, and I'm going to be there. And a lot of people think that I'm leaving Memphis and that I'm going, and I'm still going to be on the wrestling show, and I'm still going to be here wrestling. You know, I'm just doing a little stuff with the WWF. Matter of fact, do we have time to? That little WWF clip, is that there somewhere? They do have it? Just real quick, and this will just give you some idea of, there you go. Dreaded WWF superstar, Dayton, Ohio.
Welcome, everyone, to World Wrestling Federation action. I'm Vince McMahon, standing between Bobby the Brain Heenan and the King, Jerry Lawler. I must say, oh, Kingly One, you seem as though you're in the holiday spirit.
Well, you see, I've already celebrated the annual observance of the glorious arrival of the Magnificent One because my birthday was last month. But in the true Christmas spirit, I am here today to impart some kingly knowledge to the peasants out there. I will give of myself in that respect. There you go, see?
All right.
Yeah, I'll still be on,
Very
I
nice.
think, as a matter of fact, Sunday mornings on USA Cable.
I wish I would have
Sort of
known.
all over the world, you know.
I wish
But
I
anyway.
would have known. I would have brought some fans of mine along with me today, too.
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do.
I didn't know we were allowed to bring our fans.
Before we show your highlight real quick, you want to go ahead and show the tape? All right, we're going to go back now
please, let's film.
and show the time.
I don't
Coach,
think we have time.
tell us how this happened.
Well, Jerry was unavoidably detained. I believe he was in Dallas, right?
Yes.
Couldn't get a flight out.
He was stuck in the air in the fog.
Paula volunteered
No, I
to
didn't.
take the show all by herself.
Boy, I really feel sorry for the guests that day. But anyway, let's see a few of these highlights.
sorry for me.
You were dying. Watch this.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Jerry Lawler Show, except he's not here today, so I get to co-host for him. He's, I think, fogged in, flying around in an airplane up there somewhere, so I get to do his show. Welcome back. Right now, we're going to look at WNBC's Lee Berman Spanning the World from today. You know that you didn't know you were going to be on, and you'd have cleaned up a little bit if you hadn't known, right?
You're
No,
the
we
prettiest
called
host that's ever been on the Jerry Lawler Show.
Well, thank you very much.
And I'm going to talk to Mr. Clayman and see if you can get one of your own.
Well, I'm just trying to get up in his office right now. As soon as the show's over, I'm going to try and get up there and see if I can, you know, talk to him about I already have, but he keeps putting me off. He's locked the door. He knows I'm coming.
I promise you, when the ratings go through the roof, he'll be calling you.
Oh, yes, I know.
All right.
This is when Jerry usually does his tells you about his personal appearances and all that. Well, I just want to tell you about mine. I'm going to be at the mall today from 1 to 4, and I was going to say, catch me if you can.
Are you going to be just walking around, or are you going to be shopping, or?
Well, I'm going to be doing a little shopping, and, you know, kind of, you know, I'm all over the place.
All right.
So, you know, if you...
Little white Corvette with PLJ on the back, right? You see that? You'll be in it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's good.
So we'll be back in a minute. And we're back. Oh, wasn't that great? That was a good...
That was East Tennessee State and UT Chattanooga.
Oh, was it? Well, that's... Yeah, okay. Well, that says it right on here. Well, that was good.
Sure.
We didn't have video on that, did we? I mean...
There you go. Still want your own show? Huh?
That was terrible.
Well, I know. You were just kind of thrown out there without any... Hey, we only got a minute left to go in the show.
You weren't perfect on your first show either.
Yeah, I was. I remember it.
We should have
Well,
seen that.
all right, real quick, your last picks. San Francisco and Dallas.
And they're playing in San Francisco.
Gotta hurry.
I'm going to go with San Francisco, I mean.
Okay, and then Buffalo and Miami.
Miami. Miami's my team.
Pick them. I would.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'll pick Miami.
All right, so then who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
San Francisco.
49ers win it all. Oh, look at Beth.
Yeah, right.
We have Tom Dunn over here. Tom, what do you got for me?
I've got a plaque from me and my brothers to you to commemorate a milestone run with the show, and this will let us know that it's over. I couldn't put it behind us without getting a plaque, and I wish you a lot of luck in the Royal Rumble, and I know you'll take yet another world title and unify it.
Well, thank you,
I
Tom.
predict that.
Okay, that's enough, Tom. Jeez. Thanks for the plaque. You also brought some flowers for Paula.
Yes, and she has been great, too, and all the men ask about her. They're constantly everywhere I go.
Okay, Tom, okay, we got to go.
All right.
Go, let him run on about you, but don't let him say a thing about me.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you what, it has been a pleasure. 9 years, 493 shows, and that's it.
I want to say hey to the Gap Boy, and I want to say hey to the Germantown Police.
And goodbye, Ernie didn't show up today, but anyway, goodbye, Ernie.
Oh,
Goodbye,
bye.
everybody. We'll see you again sometime.